Hello and welcome to the Sacred Gates. My name is Illura and welcome to this YouTube channel. Are you plagued by feelings that you don't like? Feelings that you wish you didn't have? Feelings that make you feel bad as a person, such as ill will? Ill will can be jealousy, thinking badly about other people, judging people really harshly, hating people. Ill will is like a big umbrella covering many, many different lower, dense, vibrational feelings and emotions and thoughts. And a lot of us are plagued by ill will at varying degrees. And I don't think our society, our media really helps because, as you know, online there's a lot of people spouting ill will towards each other from the comfort of their computer chair. And they are writing comments that can hurt other people just by a slight word or direct real abuse. And it's quite common to have people on TikTok or whatever videos there are out there of people being angry, and we're able to see videos of each other attacking each other. There's a lot of stuff at the moment like that, I've noticed. So ill will is something that I think governments use to divide people, divide the plebs, us, and it's something that is encouraged now. And perhaps it always was, and I'm just now a lot more aware of it. But whatever the case, ill will is something that we all have to deal with. Who it affects the most is ourselves. And of course it then has a tendency to be directed at certain people, but mostly it's directed at ourselves because we feel ill will towards ourselves, and then we can attack others for feeling that ill will towards ourselves. So we attack the person that we think is the easiest to blame. Now, ill will is a cycle that just keeps going on if we don't take care of it. And many of us don't know how to take care of ill will. Sometimes we just kind of feel it and then turn to something else to distract us. Sometimes we'll feel it and gossip, or, that's a form of distraction as well. So we find often destructive ways to deal with it. What we want to do is actually release it from our system, dissolve it. Degree by degree, let it dissolve. Because what happens is when we cultivate ill will as a spiritual practitioner, whether consciously or subconsciously, unconsciously, it actually does. And if you're not a practitioner, this still happens as well. But often as a practitioner, we'll be more aware of these kinds of things, which means we really have more responsibility to do something about it, especially if we have the tools, which is something that the Sacred Gates offers people, are the tools to actually release such things. But what happens if we don't release them is that when we actually do our practices, such as Qigong, when we're creating energy essentially from the meditations we're doing, from our meditations, from our Qigong practices, we are actually, and this is with any low density or high vibration, whatever we are resonating with we create more of. So if you have a source of ill will, a seed of ill will that is not getting your attention, and that is actually in you active, and you're not taking care of it, and you're doing Qigong, you're actually going to enhance and increase your ill will. And if you're not taking responsibility for it, if you're in denial about it, if you're not aware of it, then you may be wondering what the heck is going wrong in my life. The more Qigong I do, the more energy work I do, the more ill will I create, and I seem to be having this backlash on me. Because ill will is a real energy. It comes out, it does attack you, it does attack other people. You can feel when someone has cultivated a lot of ill will, and it does get stronger. And when you start to feel it and you have tools to deal with it, often we don't want to deal with it because we don't have the tools. Sometimes we don't want to deal with it because we feel so ashamed. We get so caught up in our own shame. And like the last video I did on punishment and what not to do when you feel like you're ashamed, you want to turn towards your practices. But if you don't know how to release ill will, it does make it a lot harder to deal with it. Now, the best time to release ill will is when it comes up. And the thing is, with all these lower density, horrible things that we don't want, they get in the way of being a good person, that get in the way of our light, that bog us down and chain us to reaction and just memory and pain and trauma from the past. And it's just like this negative cycle. These kinds of things come up organically, don't they? Like if you go and sit in meditation and start looking for ill will, chances are you may not find it so easily every single time. And the truth is, these things that come up, our reactions, our personal little triggers, come up organically. They schedule you. They schedule you. You cannot schedule them. You cannot sit down and really get that organic, intense ill will feeling unless you just look at a photo of someone and it's there. Then yeah, you can certainly start releasing it. But most of the time, the best time to release and use these release practices is in the moment when they schedule. They really do schedule. And they're the best time because they're so real and organic, and it's right there. And that's when you need to be ready to go into it. And that's often when we don't want to. Our stubbornness comes out. We feel ashamed. We feel embarrassed. We feel blaming and bitter, and we don't want to deal with it. So we kind of dig our heels in. But that's actually the time when we want to. So what makes us more capable of dealing with such strong reactions in the moment when they schedule us organically? What makes us more ready to embrace that moment and go into our practice is that we practice every day. That is also why daily practice is so important, because when those hardcore reactions come up, it's like, oh my God, it's like the fish has come up to the top of the water. We can catch him. You know what I mean? He's there now. Go and get him. That's what makes it possible to even do anything and be even willing and even have one little drop of willingness to even go there in that organic moment, is that you have daily practice. And daily release practice is so essential. The less daily releasing you do, the more accumulation you have of reactions in your astral body, mostly in your astral body, and in your mental body and in your physical body, the harder it is to release. So the more releasing you're doing, the easier it is when these hardcore reactions such as ill will, they schedule you, they come up, and you can then work on releasing them. The release practices that we do help literally teach you to feel and dissolve and unwind and unbind and allow these energies within you that you are afraid of, that you're ashamed of, that you don't want, that you know are not good for you and other people around you, to release them. Yeah, you can actually learn how to do it. Once you have the tools, and you can start working on releasing less intense things first, build your way up to it. You can really then take anything that you want to release and learn how to do it. You can learn that through the Sacred Gates. We do offer one-on-one training. We do have a placement open available for another student. So if you would like to contact me, please do through thesacredgates.com. And you can also just check out our webpage on the one-on-one training, which is in the clear. You can clearly see it on the website. Check it out. Through that one-on-one training, we offer mentoring, personal coaching. We meet you where you are at, and we work with our principles. We teach them to you, and we help you enhance your life and have a life that is better and more in alignment with your higher self, with your higher purpose, which is all about being happier and more peaceful, more content, more creative, more empowered. And we help you do that through our email support and all the training that we give you month by month. So please feel free to check it out. And soon we'll be doing an interview with one of our current students to give you more information and more of an idea of how the training can support you in your life. More than happy to hear from you if you're interested. So yeah, release practices are so important, and when you know how to do them, it gives you a sacred gateway into so much more potential of creating your potential, feeling your potential, creating from your potential through releasing some of these really, really dense reactions that we have, a lot of them from childhood and fears that we have. And, you know, it does get harder to let these things go the older we become. It does get a lot harder because the astral body actually becomes more crystallized and these things get locked in. Just as it gets harder to sometimes learn new things as we get older, you know, our bodies digest things with more difficulty as we get older. These things are real. This reality is real. There is a certain frequency of youth that helps us to release things faster if you have the tools, if you have the know-how, but mostly if you really have the willingness. And willingness is so important in releasing some of these hardcore reactions and these really dense lower vibrations. And most importantly, if you're doing Qigong and you are not releasing dense lower forms within your mind, body, and emotions, they will get stronger. It is a guarantee. It is like Qigong is like a battery. meditation can be like a battery, and you're creating more energy. And so if you are not releasing the crap within you, it will get stronger. So just a warning to you about that. Okay, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Please feel free to, if you have not already, go to the description just below this video, and there's a 20-minute training that basically describes the one simple key technique to helping you release such things as ill will, jealousy, hatred, anger, all of those things, and also helps you to heal, which, the releasing process of all those things is self-healing. You will feel lighter, your practices will transform, and you'll be able to feel more of the sacred self that you truly are. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe, like, and comment if you'd like, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.